Hi there, I'm Ed.
I'm Dan.
Welcome.
What? I just lost my Beatrice Fairfax place.
Would you want to introduce the show? Or are you busy?
You introduce the show. I've got to find my...
Welcome to Unsolicited. It is a YouTube show where we take his old, not necessarily super old. This episode is a super old advice column, and we read the questions and we rate them, and then we read the answers and we rate them, and then we offer the worst advice that we could possibly give in that situation. And today is another special episode because it's kind of tough to find 130-year-old advice columns, but we have Miss Beatrix
Fairfax.
Yeah,
we've had some luck in the past with these old-timey...
Well, Dan's in love with Dorothy Dix.
Yeah, I did not pull up any this time.
I know. We've used a lot of Dorothy Dix. She's very funny. She's pretty wonderful. We both like her a lot.
You could all go down that internet rabbit hole.
Yeah, feel free to find some Dorothy Dix and enjoy. But for today, we're gonna go with Beatrix
Fairfax.
I keep forgetting.
So we got this is from 1890. I don't see the date here. Somewhere around there. Miss Beatrice Fairfax. Dear Madam, I have been keeping company with a young man for some time, and I love him. He seemed and Beatrice Fairfax, she gave a lot of romance and love advice. That was her thing.
Romance and love advice.
Yeah.
Thank you for the background.
I've been keeping company with a young man for some time, and I love him. He seemed to love me in return, but he told me some time ago that he did not care to keep steady company and left me. I asked him the last time if he thought we would ever go together again, and he said he could not tell, as at the present time he did not want any girl, but still he likes to go out with me. I keep company with a young man who loves me, and I like him, but I don't love him as much as I do the other. I would accept my first lover tomorrow if I were to be married and were at the altar with the second one and could see a chance to marry the first. I would back out and return with my old love if I knew he would be true to me.
I can't tell if you read that really poorly or if it's a really confusing question.
I think it's a really confusing question. Like all of a sudden, I threw in this other person. So there's a second lover.
Yeah, there's a second lover. So what's the question? Were you finished?
Yeah, that was it. It didn't really.
Is there a question at the end?
No, it's not like should I marry the first one. It seems like she'd like to marry the first one if that first one said I love you.
So
then there's a second lover that she could probably marry.
It's an
but
irregular.
If she was at the altar and the other one popped up, she would dump that guy.
So she's basically saying, like, I'm so in love with this dude that if he said let's get married, I would drop this other dude like a bad habit. If this other dude was to ask me to marry him, I would go to the altar with him. But even at the last second on the altar, if the other guy was to like wave his hand and be like, yeah, maybe, I would drop and go with him. Yeah, right. Yeah, okay. So she's not really asking a question, which is always going to get us under a 5. If you don't ask a freaking question,
this was 1890s. Not a lot of advice columns, so maybe the trend.
Nope, I do not. I judge everything by a modern standard.
No, so I agree. I'm going to say a 5. I'm going to say a 5.
I'm 3. I'm 3.
Yeah.
I mean, part of the 3 is because, she's kind of shitty.
Oh too. Yeah. Just
you got a guy that loves you. You know he loves you, but you don't love him, and you drop him like a bad habit. But you would consider marriage. What is going on with you?
Yeah.
So yeah, because she's shitty and she doesn't ask a question, I'm changing it. A 2.
A 2.
She gets a 2.
All right. I'm gonna stick with my 5. She's very confused. It's a long time ago. These choices.
Oh, you're so sympathetic. It's nice. It's nice of you. It's nice of you. You do honor to that perverted mustache of yours.
Oh, hey. I thank you. Back then, they just gave their whole name, Lydia May.
Lydia may be a biatch.
Lydia May, you sentimental girls who lack pride and self-respect and call that lack love are rapidly destroying my
Whoa,
sympathy.
go back and start over. Wait, I don't even understand that. Is that English?
Yeah, Lydia May, you sentimental girls who lack pride and self-respect and call that lack love are rapidly destroying my sympathy with the victims of the tender passion. Have you any ground whatever for believing that a man who has played fast and loose with your feelings as your admirer would be a faithful or loving husband? Why don't you summon a little common sense to your aid? The man has insulted, rebuffed, and wounded you. Could you possibly put yourself again in a position where he could again hurt you? A broken heart, I dare say, you think you are suffering from that, is a trifling complaint compared to the bad husband. Do be brave and self-respecting and dismiss this creature from your mind and life. That's it.
No advice on how not to be a douche to the new guy, though.
Yeah, she's just.
I mean, yeah, obviously drop the
about-
other guy. Drop the guy like a bad habit, and maybe. I mean, obviously she probably dropped both of them. She doesn't love one. She loves the other. It's unrecorded. Then
Yeah.
maybe she should be searching for a new beau. Yeah, this is it's half good advice. I'm giving it a 4.
Yeah. Again, yeah. I'm gonna give it a 5. Also, from like just because I like that she's just immediately calling her out for the.
Yeah, that first clunky
playing.
sentence is pretty solid.
But then the rest of it is just like, eh.
Yeah, so 4 and a 5.
I do have a worst advice possible for her.
And a 2 and a 5 and a 2 and a 5 brings it to a total of 17.
17. Ching.
No, 16. 16. Sorry.
Ching. Do a cross out.
And you already have the advice. Go ahead, hit it.
Yeah. And I'm also trying to think of their time frame, where they are in the world back.
I'm not gonna do that.
That's fine. I think she is hysterical and should check herself into an asylum for hysteria, because that was a lot of that was going around at the time.
Okay.
And she should just assume that she's just incapable of any type of love, and should just that's my advice.
She should check herself into a institution.
Institution for being hysterical.
For a hysterical. That's
For
that.
hysterical.
I will give it to you. That is very bad advice. That is very bad advice. I'm going to go with marry suitor number 2, and just cheat on him.
Oh.
I think that should be fine. I think marry the guy that loves you, and then continue trying to seek sexually the man that you
treat him like garbage for the rest of your life.
She already is. Just lean in. Just go for it. Leave your options open. Like obviously, like this guy that loves you is gonna be fine. He's gonna stick around. And if he doesn't, you could have left him on the altar. It's not gonna be a big deal if he leaves you, right?
Yeah.
So there you go. That's my bad advice.
I like it, Ed.
I do too. It's solidly bad. I don't know who wins though. I do dislike my advice, but for her, I think your advice is worse, because I think ultimately her life is going to be worse if she checks herself into some kind of
that is
asylum.
True,
I mean, mine is bad advice, but it's not necessarily, she might live a perfectly happy life like that, and it's kind of screwing over the nice. Well, then I don't know how nice.
Yours is funnier.
Slightly.
So maybe maybe that.
How about
brings
this?
It up.
Let's call it a tie.
We'll call it a tie. All right.
I kind of like yours. You kind of like mine. We can't decide. If you can't decide instantly, it's a tie. So total score of 16 for the episode. This is the first time I've ever gotten to the end of an episode and actually scored the whole episode. This is a 16 and a tie.
Gonna make the graphics hard on this one.
How
You have to
many
actually
episodes-
follow through. The other
How many
times-
episodes have we done of this show? 20? Oh, good. So anyway, like we've done enough episodes to have done that at least once. So this is the most complete episode yet of unsolicited. Unsolicited. So thank you, good listener, good people for joining us for another episode. We appreciate you, and we would love to hear what bad advice you would give, and we would love to hear what you think of our humble YouTube channel. But we don't
want anyone to ask us for advice.
That's what I was going to say. We do not want you to ask any questions of us. We will not answer your questions.
You're only qualified to give bad advice.
We love you, but we don't care about you. Right? Is that essentially what we're saying to our audience?
Sure,
we love you, but we don't care about your problems. We care about people's problems from 130 years ago.
Yes.
People that are long dead. No, that's not true. We do episodes we've done episodes from 2020, haven't we?
Oh yeah, sure. Because it's random. It's just what we pick up.
We have now covered at least 130 years of advice columns in our very few episodes, and we look forward to many more with you. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you again very soon. This is not exactly a daily show, but it's not exactly weekly either. We're probably going to hit you with between 2 and 7 episodes per week at random times on random days, just like the YouTube algorithm tells you should.
Yes.
That is not good. This is not good YouTube form. Every episode will be Tuesday at 2:00. Hit the bell.
Put your email address in the comments, and we're gonna put you in our newsletter.
Please like
and then we will mail you a link.
Yes, we will.
Then type in.
If you give us your address, we will mail you money. Dinar. We'll mail you dinar. Not dinner. Dinar. But the Saddam dinar, like the totally valueless dinar. We don't have any. Do not mail it. Do not give us your address. We will not mail you anything. Poop. Human poop.
Well, what about the jart in the jar?
A jart? We would. I don't know. I think that.
Were you talking about that the last time? The jart. The
jart. Yeah.
That's
what you send to people that you're not happy with. You send them a jart, and don't label it jart because they'll know what it is.
Yeah.
Send them a jart in the mail. That's always a good thing to do, is to send them a jart, but don't label it jart, because then
you gotta label it something like Skittles, because then people will open it for Skittles.
No, but they'll see that it's empty. It's a jar.
Well, you can say
jar. You could say you need to pretend it's like the air from Jamaica or something, like the air from the beach.
That's a good
Jamaica,
one. Yeah. Say
right?
it's.
So they're like, oh, this is beach air from Jamaica, and they open it up and they're like, someone farted in this jar and mailed it to me.
Maybe write queef on it or something.
Yeah, maybe. Do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want. Put an egg in there.
Yeah.
Leave it in for a week and then take the egg out at the last second and then seal it. And then label it nice smelling thing.
Better than a jart.
Just use the greater than sign. The little right facing carrot and then jart.
Jart, yeah.
We've gone off track here. This isn't.
If you're still watching, why? I mean, you could have clicked and stopped and watched anything else.
I mean, we could really keep going with this nonsense for a very long time. I mean, we have another YouTube channel that we entirely, do. I mean, we do this a lot. So really, don't stick around.
Right.
Please check out. I mean, this is.
I mean, if you have kids, you should have stopped watching, checked on your kids. Are they breathing?
Whatever. Nobody that watches this show has
You know,
children.
didn't you put something in the microwave a while back? It's probably been like beeping. But yet they're here.
I like microwave popcorn.
Oh yeah.
Do you eat microwave popcorn?
I've been doing it in this old pot for a while now.
Like pan frying it, a little bit
Yeah.
of oil.
Yeah.
It's a nice way to have popcorn. I did it like that for years, and then recently, I haven't had a microwave in a long time, but recently I got a microwave, and now I have microwave popcorn, and I've realized it's just as good. I was convinced that the other stuff was better, and it's I mean, it's fine. It's not bad.
I'm sick and tired of buying different microwave or popping instead of like, you know, microwave popcorn, but we had a couple of different devices that all sucked.
Oh, like air pop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you can't have that. What you really need is like the really nice, the ones that they have in like the Ace Hardware stores in the 80s.
Oh, are you talking about the with the aluminum foil, the pop with the
Pop
handle?
Magics. Yeah,
Yeah,
the one where
yeah.
it's like you go into the store and you just reach in and you put yourself a bag and you snack on it.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. It was I associated with Ace Hardware, but maybe that was just because my Ace Hardware in Winfield, Illinois, shout out.
Did they have
one.
a monkey? Did they have a monkey in your Ace Hardware too?
Nobody
we had a monkey in the Ace Hardware by my house.
What? You had a monkey?
Yeah, this was the one back in Ohio. Yeah.
We're gonna have to dig a little deeper in this. You sure that wasn't a dream?
No, it was like in a big cage.
So the guy that owned the Ace,
you go with your, you know, my dad would be like, oh, let's go Ace Hardware. You go look at the monkey. And then he'd get his tools or whatever. I'd look at the monkey.
The monkey would get his tools?
No, my dad would get tools. You just look at the monkey.
And you'd look at the monkey?
Yeah.
How often did you go?
I don't remember, but enough times to be like, oh yeah, the monkey.
I would remember that as well. That's interesting. I think I got the better deal with the popcorn.
Yeah. Yeah.
If the monkey served popcorn, I mean, you win.
The pet store by me, they do that with cat litter. It's just this big dome thing of cat litter and this big scooper. And you just scoop up how much cat litter you want. It's like generic cat litter, so you don't have to spend.
Oh, I see what you're saying. They do the same thing with the popcorn, but with kitty litter.
Yeah, you just scoop up and pour it in your container, and you just save the big bucket. Bring the bucket back. And
the kitty litter refills.
Yeah.
That's cool. Whatever. I don't care anymore. I don't even give a shit. I don't even give a shit. Should we do more of these episodes, or should we just call this a day? Should we just be done? No, let's keep going. Let's make some more.
One more.
All right. Join us next time in an indeterminate amount of time.
Yeah.
Hit the bell, people. Hit the damn bell and subscribe. Like, what the fuck are you doing with your lives?
They put the bell there for a reason.
It's not. You know? It's not.
You go to the bank. You see the bell. What do? You hit the bell. I'm the CVS. They had a bell there. And it was like, hit the bell.
Do you remember
for service? And I was just like, well, why can't you just be behind the counter so I don't have to ring a goddamn bell?
So
what else are you doing in the CVS?
When Dan and I were but teenagers or early 20s people, kids, youngsters, 20, 30 years ago ish, we were smoking marijuana, and we had to make a bank. One of us had to make a bank deposit. You remember this? Do you remember this?
Yeah.
So we went into the bank, and this is back in the day when you'd go in with your check and you'd sign it, and the pen was tied, and it was all marble, so it was super quiet, and it was all marble.
Like, if you didn't dress up to go to the bank, you felt weird. You know?
Yeah, we were not dressed up. We were high AF. So we were all high, and we went into the bank together for some reason. I can't remember who was doing their check and who was not. But anyway, like, I can't remember who started it, but one of us farted. But it was a small one. But
no one would have heard it. No one would have heard it.
It was very funny. So the other one started started laughing and let out like the loudest fart.
That was you, right? Like everyone heard that, but no one reacted.
We were on the ground. We were laughing so hard. And
we walked out. Yeah, I don't think you ever deposited that check.
No, I went to a different bank. Oh yeah, we just left. There's no way
no
we were
one
gonna.
said anything. No one looked at us.
No, we were just giggling and farting. It must,
Almost just
anybody
as
that
great
was-
as when we were somehow moving a couch from apartment across the street and we got it shoved in the stairwell.
Yeah, we did.
And it was like 2 in the
It's
morning.
not as funny though. It's not as funny a story. What I remember about that day trying to move furniture across the street was carrying the couch across the street or the TV at like 2 in the morning and thinking like, if anybody comes by right now, we're gonna get like shot. What the hell are we doing? But what I remember about that also being funny was because we were only in that bank for like maybe 45 seconds.
Oh my God.
So to anybody else that was like waiting in line, 2 guys would have walked in, reeking like marijuana, walked up to the counter. One of them farted super loud, and then they both just started crying with laughter and left.